to jump right in from my email. Go to apps and click on forms to get directly to Google Forms. After you open up Google Forms, you'll see some templates. You got a blank template, but today we're actually going to start with the blank quiz. The blank quiz will kind of give us some pre-formatted options. So the first thing I want to do is change the name of my quiz to whatever we're taking the quiz on in class. And for the purpose of this demonstration, this will be my 3D design class, where we'll be learning about 3D printing. So pre and post tests are really cool to do. So I'm going to create this like this is a pre-test before my kids learn anything. And I noticed at the top, before I hit my description, that blank quiz name didn't change. So I'm going to need to change that to the name of the quiz, of course, so that I can locate it in my Google Drive. And for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm also going to add the hour on the front of it. So that way, when I assign this, I know which hour to assign it to come back and check my responses. For the description, you could leave the description blank, or you could put whatever you want to describe the quiz. But actually put standards here and objectives here so the students know what the purpose of the quiz is. I'm going to jump down and start recording some questions. For the purpose of this demonstration, I will focus more on multiple choice, checkbox, or drop box, which are all options that auto check in the system. You don't have to come back and do anything. And you'll notice here, just typing again is also a good place to put focus standards or objectives as well. So I'm going to go ahead and jump down to the first question. And I'm just going to use an old test that I have and type in some information. Of course, when you are creating questions, you could use vocabulary as I am in this case. And I'm going to actually use the word and put the definitions for the answers, or you always could reverse it for these types of multiple choice questions. I have an opportunity here to add some feedback. So I'm going to start by giving the student a great job if they got it correct, but I'm going to give them some additional feedback if they get it incorrect. This feedback will pop up, of course, however you have it displayed at the end of the quiz or at the end of when they answer the question. So I'm going to go in now, just checking my questions, checking out my feedback, and now I need to add an answer key. So I'm going to add in which one is the correct answer, and then I also am going to change the number of points to the number of points that I wanted. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on done. Before I do that, I thought about with the feedback, I may want to add some additional features so that this way, not only will the student get the feedback that is incorrect, but I think I want to add in a video so they can learn a little more information about what the question was asking. Therefore, making the feedback more of a learning opportunity versus just saying that the answer is wrong, figure it out. So for this particular one, I'm going to add in just a short video about the definition and just create a full learning opportunity for the student. As with any other media you use for your class, you'll want to review the media and ensure that it has the content that you want the students to see, and that makes the most sense. So for me, just wanted to define CAD, so just kind of review the video and making sure that it is doing what I want it to. I'm going to make a few changes to the verbiage, make it make sense now that I've added in the video. video. And to add in a few more questions really quickly, I'm just going to hit duplicate. And since the vocabulary is already there, all I got to do is change the word and change the answer to make it make sense and make it required. And so now I have about 5 questions added. I'm going to make sure all my points are right, or the points that I want them to be. Make sure that you don't forget to change your points, and make sure all of my questions have a correct answer, and also make sure that each one of them is required. So I see how many points my total quiz is, 21. And next we're going to move on to responses. Of course, the responses will not show up until a student actually takes the quiz. So we're going to go ahead and move on to setting. Now, since I chose the quiz template, it's automatically set as a quiz. Of course, when students submit, they'll get a response and what their grade was immediately after. Or I also could change it to later after manual review, which means I will have to review it. The lock mode is something new. That's really cool. If you want to learn more about it, you can click on learn more. But the lock mode essentially allows you to lock students to only be able to take their quiz from a Chromebook. I have some options here for missed questions, whether or not I want students to notice before they submit that they missed a question. I have some options here for correct answers. I don't want them to see the correct answer after they submit so that they don't share it with students. Same thing with point values. I have some options here where I can default my point value or show the point values to students or not. Responses. Since mine is set to quiz, it's going to automatically choose some of these settings for me. Like they can only respond once. It has to have an email. You also can put shuffle the question order, which is really great when you have students sit next to each other because the questions won't be in the exact same order. You also can have it where you show a progress bar at the board at the bottom so students know, how much further they have to go to complete the quiz. And I have some other options down here I'm actually going to skip. I am going to disable autosave. What autosave does is it'll save their answers, and let's just say another student opened up the quiz on their computer, they will be able to autofill the answers, and so we do not want that. So I'm going to make sure that that is turned off. That is to disable the autofill. You just want to make sure that you check over all your settings and make sure that you're getting exactly what you want in terms of when the student sees the quiz. So of course now I've completed the quiz, and next I want to go to Google Classroom and post it. So I took the link, and you have 2 options. You can either post it as a link or you can post it as an item from your Google Drive. As explained on another video, if you post it as a link, you'll only see the link, versus if you post it as a Google Drive file option, if you post it from Google Drive, you'll see the name of it and you can see exactly what it is. Same thing for the students. The Google Drive option, of course, allows me to see it, so I'm going to get rid of that link. I think that's just a better option to use. And of course, if I was posting it, I'll post it, but for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to go ahead and save this as a draft. And that's it. You have created your first Google Form quiz. I hope this video was helpful.